Well, folks, here we again for the weekly forecast. Yet another major precipitation event moves through the state, and we've seen some significant rainfall, and this pretty much hit portions of the southern half of the state, particularly southeast Nebraska, and then we actually had some decent moisture finally move up into portions of south central Nebraska, although some of the core drought areas in south central Nebraska didn't receive as much precipitation as we'd like. At least we did see some widespread coverage, and more improvements are probably going to occur in the southwestern part of the state in next week's drought monitor based on the precipitation and the potential for more rainfall to come as we go through this next 7-day period. So as we go to the upper air maps, what we will notice is a large upper air low once again to the south of us that will start to make its way toward the northeast, spreading copious moisture up into the central plain. So here's your surface low. It's actually going to be placed a little bit higher than what the models are showing here, and that will rapidly move toward the northeast. So we're going to start to see rainfall generating in the eastern plains of Colorado, and that will spread to our region as we go through the day on Sunday. So here's that upper air low. It's going to start to make its move. We see the surface high pressure systems moving to our east. That's going to allow the flow of moisture well up into our region and really supersize this storm. So really the precipitation that is shown in this model is actually going to be displaced much farther toward the north, centered around Kansas and Nebraska. And as we get into Monday, that will move off to the southeast. We get a temporary break before yet another wave tries to make its way from the western United States into the center part of the country. So we're going to see low pressure trying to form along the front range of the Rocky Mountains. That's going to start to increase the moisture from our south and on Monday, and on Tuesday this low starts to make its way toward the Great Lakes region. It's going to wrap some significant moisture across the state. Now there is some concerns according to the models of whether this will be a precipitation event in terms of all rain for the state, or we will see snow, and the latest model runs indicate a mixture of rain and snow for the northern half of the state. This system bypasses us on Wednesday and starts to really intensify as it gets over into the eastern Corn Belt, and the result of that will be that we'll start to see a fairly large cold pocket develop in the eastern United States. So here's some more precipitation that is expected to remain on Wednesday, and as that starts to move, we start to pull that cold air in with this trailing low pressure system in the upper atmosphere that will be projecting out during the Thursday, Friday time frame. Now this low pressure system will remain a little much farther south. I don't think we're going to see any moisture out of this system. This is kind of overdone by the models. It's more directed toward the east of us, and then we start to pull the cold air down as we get into Friday, and potentially as we get into Friday night, Saturday, we could see yet another significant hard freeze event going down as far south as the mid-Mississippi River Valley. So as we go into Friday, even though the models are showing this precipitation, the latest model runs take this out of the equation and shift it to the east, bringing us into the cold air sector. It also indicates that we're going to start to see a drying pattern that will establish itself for a few days before we start to see another series of waves moving into our region. So as we look at the 8 to 14 day forecast, notice a wide expanse of above normal temperatures. Not so much on the high end, but on the low temperatures are not going to get that cold, keeping us above normal. Cold pocket in the west. This is very important because as we get out into next Thursday, the following Tuesday, we start to see that moisture sliding to the east, and there are hints that we could actually see a couple snow events in the upper Midwest, particularly the northern plains, and some of that cold air will funnel into the middle of the state as we get into around the middle of the month, and that right now appears that we may actually see another hard freeze event for our region right around the middle of April.